All right, well, we're driving into Edmonton, and it is the Velocity Stage Race weekend. Velocity Stage Race is the first ABA event of the calendar traditionally. It's the first time the pedals will be turned in anger, as Phil Liggett would say. First race where upgrade points and that sort of thing are made available. The stage race consists of a short time trial, a prologue style time trial of 10 kilometers, flat course, then a wonderful crit race with I don't know how many corners, like 6 or 7, and a big sweeping right hand bend, and then a road race, which again is flat, pancake flat. It's the time trial and road race take place east of Edmonton, and that is flat as Flanders. And another thing it has in common with Flanders is wind, a lot of it. That's going to be, my guess, is the major deciding factor for the weekend. But a great race, a traditional spot on the calendar as sort of the spring event, and no rain, so it should be a great weekend of racing. Alright, well, we're heading back out to Josephsburg for the road race. Last night's criterium was awesome. The course is really fun, swooping. There's left turns, right turns. The pack is constantly reshuffling. It was a really exciting night of racing. One thing that's been consistent, as you've heard me say already, has been the wind. It's relentless, it's strong, and it should definitely play a factor today. There's going to be it's a 4-cornered course. It's a circuit race, and essentially the way the wind's coming in, there's 2 sections of cross headwinds and 2 sections of cross tailwinds. So lots of opportunity for the packs to splinter and break up. It's going to take all kinds of bravery for any kind of a solo attack to stick, but I think what we'll see is a lot of miniature selections and the group getting whittled down as we go through. So it's been a fun weekend of racing. Let's see what happens today.
Mission. Decide to quit, let us know here on the Tinted.
All right, give your name for the crowd.
Hey guys, I'm Mark McConnell, Cat 3 racer. I just won the weekend.
Yeah, so I mean the big factor was the wind. How did it go down? What happened?
Pretty much, it was about 28 guys, dwindled down to 15. There was a big crash with 2 laps to go. Matt Crom went down and took out about 10 guys.
Ooh.
The crosswinds were brutal, there was nothing you could do. 5 of us went clear, and everyone just started echeloning from there. And they wanted to keep the break going, so for the last 40K, it was just hammering. Past the 1-2s, they weren't very happy about that.
You guys echelon past the 1-2s?
We passed the 1-2s.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they weren't too happy. And we just kept on hammering from there. Brian Countryman TT'd like a beast, almost lost him, but I got the win at the end, so.
So it was a 5-man break that stayed clear, and...
It was 5, dwindled to 4 with a lap to go, and then in the last 5K we dropped 1 more, so it was 3 of us to the line.
It was the kind of day where if a small group got organized, the peloton just wasn't working well together.
The entire time people were single file, and it was all wrong. I was trying to get echelons going the whole race, and there were about 3 or 4 guys that I worked with consistently that actually got going, and they were in the final selection. So
yeah, awesome. So definitely a day where your group handling skills come in handy.
I am pretty happy with that. Yeah, I avoided the crash.
Congratulations. Enjoy Cat 2, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, give us your name for the camera.
Tim Kulak, ERTC.
ERTC. How long have you been racing with ERTC?
This is my 4th year.
Right on. And so you were the illustrious winner of the Cat 4 road race. Give us a story. How'd it go down?
Well, it was a funny race for me today because I was feeling kind of ambivalent. It was very windy and just kind of felt a little dangerous. So at times I actually ended up in the ditch, got blown by the wind into the ditch, and I was kind of thinking like, oh man, I'm not really in this today. And I was looking around at the field, and there were a lot of strong guys. So yeah, I was just trying to suss it out, and I thought it was just going to end up with the time trialists going around the second to last corner with the wind, and then it was just going to be a battle between those guys. And I was going to try to hang on and do my best at the sprint, but I'm not a strong sprinter, so I saw John Clark from Hardcore go up the road just by the feed, and I knew he had been riding strong.
He was really strong all race.
Yeah, and he just seemed like a good bet. And then a couple more guys joined us, Lance Adamson, I think, from Juventus, and then some guy from Bow Cycle. And we just worked it really hard heading into the headwinds. And I don't know, I gather, like talking to people, they say that there wasn't really hard chase initially.
The group certainly behind you didn't get very organized, so you guys were able to kind of roll through and everybody was working evenly?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. It was kind of funny because I'm like, man, we finally get down to 4 guys and we work really well together. And in some ways, I think it was an advantage to have less guys because it was just easier to organize. And yeah, we really got good pulls going in the wind, and everyone was doing their bit. And then actually, before we turned onto the stretch heading back west, Lance caught my wheel with his front tire and went down. So it was 3, and then we got around the corner, and John Clark said, "I'm cooked." So it was just me and the guy from Bow Cycle. We just TT'd it in, kept a really high tempo going, and I kind of rode him off my wheel coming around the final corner, and then just limped in that headwind. It was ugly. I was like hanging off my bike.
Yeah, it was that final 1,500 meters seemed like ages of headwind racing. Well, congratulations, good racing.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks very much.
Cool. All right, could you give me your name once again?
Joe Zombor.
And you've been involved with Velocity for how long now?
Since 81st.
Oh wow.
81.
And how long has this race been running? Do you know?
This race, not in this particular location, but every year we organizing the Velocity road race. And in this particular location, I think in the last 10 years or so, we organizing it.
And have you ever seen a race this windy?
Well, yes, but it doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
But we didn't have rain, so it was pleasant.
Well, I don't know about pleasant, but it wasn't raining. You're right about that. So come into the picture here for a second. So we're just talking about how many volunteers were involved. Can you give us an idea, a scope of how many people it takes to put on a stage race, let alone just a single day?
We need participation for the whole club. Everybody in the club participates.
And
plus
some,
more.
Because
yeah, we have...
just for corner marshalling, we need about 20 people at least. Right?
we had... today, I had to make up 50 packages for the volunteers. So there were 50 volunteers out there today. Plus there were 6 commissaires. And then all of the people here that helped me set up. That's just today.
Yeah.
And this is all volunteer.
Yeah. It's really an amazing sport, and it's so great. I mean, every club, major club, takes their turn, and it's resource and volunteer demanding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little.
Working as a team.
Yeah, it is, and a community. The entire
Cycling and as a team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Together.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.